The sky is often romanticized. Poets call it a canvas, dreamers call it freedom. But for those who lived in the iron belly of the Second World War, the sky was neither of those things. It was a cold, indifferent void. It was a graveyard without headstones. And in that void, there was one predator who moved with such lethal efficiency that he became a myth before he became a man. They called him the Black Devil. Erich Hartmann. History speaks of numbers. 352 confirmed victories. It is a number so high it loses its meaning. It sounds like propaganda, but the wreckage burning on the steppes of Russia was not propaganda. The twisted metal and the shattered glass were real. To understand the magnitude of this destruction, you must first understand the man and the machine that became his extension. The Messerschmitt Bf 109, a cramped, vibrating metal tube strapped to a massive Daimler-Benz engine. It smelled of high-octane fuel, sweat, and cordite. Hartmann was not a flamboyant stunt pilot. He was a scientist of death. His philosophy was terrifyingly simple. See, decide, attack, break. He did not dance with his enemies. He did not engage in long, chivalrous dogfights that wasted fuel and ammunition. He ambushed. He fell from the sun like a sledgehammer. He waited until the enemy filled his entire windshield, until he could see the rivets on the opposing fuselage, until he could see the terror in the other pilot's eyes. Only then would he squeeze the trigger. The morning ritual is always the same. The air on the airfield is damp and cold. Mechanics swarm over the aircraft like ants, their hands black with grease. The engine coughs, spits smoke, and then roars into life, a mechanical beast waking from its slumber. The vibration shakes your teeth. You strap in. The cockpit is tight, a claustrophobic cage of dials and switches. You are not comfortable. You are not meant to be. You are a component of the weapon. Taxiing to the runway, the mud splashes against the landing gear. The world outside is gray, monochrome, drained of color by the war. The throttle goes forward. The force pushes you back into the seat. The tail lifts. The earth falls away. Now, you are in his domain. The clouds are towering cathedrals of mist, hiding monsters. Hartmann climbs. Altitude is life. He prowls the edge of the cloud cover, a phantom silhouette against the blinding white. He scans the horizon, his eyes adjusting to the infinite vastness. He is looking for a speck, a movement, a shadow that doesn't belong. There, below, a formation of Soviet aircraft. They are unaware. They are flying straight and level, thinking they are safe in their numbers. They are wrong. The Black Devil spots them. He checks his six. He checks his guns. The nose of the Bf 109 drops. The distinctive black tulip pattern painted on the nose cone, a mark of death known across the entire eastern front, points downward. The dive begins. The speed builds. The wind screams over the canopy, drowning out the engine's roar. The G-forces crush the body, draining the blood from the head. But the focus remains absolute. The target grows larger. It is an Il-2 Sturmovik, a flying tank, heavily armored, dangerous. But every dragon has a soft underbelly. He holds his fire. Most pilots shoot from hundreds of yards away, praying for a lucky hit. Hartmann waits. 300 yards. 200. 100. The enemy plane consumes the view. He is so close he might collide with it. This is the moment of truth, the ambush. He unleashes a short, violent burst. Cannon shells rip through the enemy fuselage, metal shears, oil sprays. The enemy aircraft shudders as if struck by lightning. It doesn't just catch fire, it disintegrates. The wings fold, the cockpit shatters. Hartmann pulls up hard, the G-forces slamming him back into the seat again. He rockets back up into the safety of the clouds, disappearing before the enemy wingmen even realize what has happened. He leaves behind only falling debris and a black smear of smoke against the gray sky. He is a ghost. He strikes and vanishes. But the war is not just one kill. It is a relentless, grinding conveyor belt of sorties. Land, refuel, rearm, take off, kill, repeat. The fatigue sets in. The adrenaline leaves a metallic taste in the mouth. The eyes burn from staring into the sun. The hands tremble, not from fear, but from the sheer physical exertion of wrestling a fighter plane at 400 miles per hour. There were days when the sky was thick with enemy fighters, a chaotic, swirling mess of contrails and tracers. In these moments, the Black Devil legend was truly forged. While others panicked, he calculated. He isolated the weak. He separated the stragglers. He moved through the chaos with the precision of a surgeon, cutting arteries and severing nerves. He was shot down, forced to land, captured, and escaped. He walked through freezing blizzards to get back to his lines, only to climb back into the cockpit and do it all over again. It was an obsession, a compulsion to clear the skies. The psychological impact on the enemy was devastating. Soviet pilots were warned to avoid the plane with the black tulip nose. A bounty was placed on his head. He wasn't just a soldier anymore, he was a boogeyman, a grim reaper made of duralumin and steel. As the war dragged on, the odds shifted. The skies filled with endless waves of Allied bombers and fighters. The German war machine was crumbling. Fuel was scarce. The airfields were bombed craters. Yet, Hartmann flew. He flew until the very end. Imagine the view from his cockpit in those final days. Below, the world is burning. Cities are reduced to rubble. The landscape is scarred with trenches and craters. Above, the sun still shines with indifferent brilliance. The contrast is blinding. The beauty of flight mixed with the horror of total war. He lands for the final time. The engine cuts. The propeller spins to a halt, ticking as it cools. The silence that follows is heavier than the roar. He unbuckles the harness. He climbs out, his leather jacket creaking. He looks at the machine. It is scarred, chipped, dirty. It is a tool of devastation that has served its master well. 352. It is not just a number. It is a testament to a terrifying mastery of the air. It is a legacy written in smoke and fire. The war ended, the borders changed, the politicians signed their treaties, but the legend of the Black Devil remains suspended in the cold air of history. A reminder of a time when one man, in one machine, could hold the heavens in a stranglehold and tear the sky apart. The clouds remember, the wind remembers, and deep in the archives of warfare, the name remains etched in black.